He called his probation officer in, and he killed his probation officer. He got caught, and he got a life sentence. He grabs the guy's wife and puts his arm around her neck, and he says, if anybody moves, she gets it. And the husband would go like this. He was back. This is the relationship between me and my wife. We're watching a video I made, and I was having an affair with some girl, some woman. She said, but we were married. That don't matter. I said, because there's a statute of limitations. If you don't catch me in a 10-year period, then it don't count. Uh-oh, here's trouble.
What's going on?
How you doing, sir?
I was just
going all right.
Yeah.
How's everything? Oh, Sammy's on too?
Yeah. You think I'm going to get off? I'm bullying now. I'm bullying the thing. I'm going to start.
I didn't know you. What's going on?
I never told you about this because I thought Sammy and I were going to have a conversation. We would have ended it. I kind of put you guys back to back today. But if you guys are okay with 5-10 minutes of just having a conversation, I'd love that.
It's up to Sammy. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, let me bring out. You see the way we just talk to each other when we're laughing, we're joking, and Happy New Year, and brother, how you doing, brother? That's real. All that other shit is not real. That's fake crap. This is real. Anthony is real. His father, when I say the word monster, I don't mean that in a bad way. His father was a monster, tough guy, and he was real. And so when you're having a guy like that on, and Anthony and me, we've never argued. We talked. We did everything, but and we didn't grow up together, but not too far apart. But so that's real. That's what you got to see, not what John Jr. said or this one said or that one said.
No, that's all. Everybody wants to knock me because my relationship with John. Now I got a relationship with Sammy. I told them all the other day on my show, I said, Sammy did nothing but help me since we hooked up. I said, nothing but good. I said, why wouldn't I hook up? Why wouldn't I be friends with Sammy? Everybody that talks bad about Sammy, and I'll even throw Michael in the picture. Everybody that talks bad about Sammy and Michael, that's all they talk about because they have nothing else to talk about. So all they do is badmouth Sammy because otherwise they'd have nothing to say.
And that's just what I told you. That's why I ignore them now, because they don't have a story. They want a confrontation, and if they can get a confrontation, they can get things. Instead of being a man, Anthony is a man, and if he wants to talk to me, calls me up. All right, we talk and whatever, But it's just what it is. What it is. So this is proof is in the pudding, is that he see the difference. And this is �𝐾𝐭. You think that by what they're saying is helping �𝐾𝐭 by calling each other liars and everything else? The whole genre is destroyed. First of all, we're supposed to all get along. Now, whether you cooperated or you didn't cooperate, I always look at it this way. I never liked anybody who cooperated. It was part of the life. You're not supposed to. I always was the one to say, let's say when Anthony cooperated, I know his history. I know his dad. So I would say, all right, I don't say he's a rat. I say, why? What happened? What did they do to him? What's the circumstance? What happened? See, these other guys will just come up and call you a rat or this and that. This Joey Molino has the same habit of doing all that bullshit. They never ask why. When I see a good guy, it's usually, I give an example. It was a black guy. I'm thinking of his name right now, Fat Cat Nichols. I did time with him. He cooperated. Yeah, from Jamaica. He cooperated, and he was a rat. He's this, he's that. I did a lot of time with him. A tough guy, a real guy, for real. So I said, why did he cooperate? What happened? Now, he was a drug dealer. He called his probation officer in, and he killed his probation officer. He got caught, and he got a life sentence, and he didn't cooperate. While he's doing his life sentence, they beat up his mom, took over the spots. who's fucking his wife, who's doing this, who's doing that. And then they want to kill a cop. They ask him, he's the boss. He says no. They killed the cop anyway. He's arrested for it. Now he's a capital case. He's facing death penalty. Enough is enough. He quit. He cooperated. Now, you want to call him a rat? He didn't rat. But you want to do all those things to him, and then you want to call him a rat. No, I don't call him a rat. I did time with him. He was a man's man in prison when I did time. I did years with him. A tough guy and a good guy. So there's reasons why. When you get a good guy who cooperated, now you get some bitch who gets pinched, he's facing 3 years, 5 years, and he cooperated, and he don't even have a reason why he cooperated. You know, and I don't want to get into the names. I don't want to talk about their names or whoever, but I hear their stories that, I mean, so they don't have a reason. I did time with a guy. This guy, I could say his name because he don't matter. I don't even remember his name. But he came over. He was going for sentencing. And he had cooperated. And he came back. And he said, he was crying. And he was talking to me. And me and a few other guys. And he said something, 3. He got 3. And I thought he got 30 years. I didn't know 3. 30 years? What are you crying about? So as we're talking, and I said, you got basically a gambling pitch. They gave you 30 fucking years? He said, no, 3 years. 3 years. And you're crying? Well, you're a tough guy. I slapped him right in the fucking face. I had to get away from him. 3 years? If that's when you cooperated, what the fuck were you facing? A year? I mean, you should have. Unbelievable. But those things I can't handle. One guy told me one time he cooperated because he wanted to leave his wife and go into program with his girlfriend. I told him, bro, there's
another guy cooperated. Another guy cooperated. Didn't even get arrested because his grandmother came to him in a dream and told him to cooperate. He's got a podcast. I mean, you know, I know everybody. Guys facing. Listen. When I got pinched for the murder, I was waiting. I was in MDC in Brooklyn 2 days after I got pinched. And Joseph Carrazza, the attorney, came up to see me. And in that attorney room, I told him right on the spot, listen, I'll take 15 years right now. I told him. And he looked at me and goes, what do you like, jail? I said, no. I said, I don't like jail, but this ain't no bullshit bookmaking case. I'm facing forever. I said, I'm facing forever here. I'm not looking to die in jail. I'll take a plea right now. Because I knew the situation. I knew I was the last person with the victim. I knew the situation that I was in. And he looked at me and said, no, we're not taking no pleas. Because Skinny Dom we're not taking no pleas. Yeah, because you wanted to throw me under the fucking bus. That's why you didn't want to take a plea. And I would have took a plea immediately. I would have took a plea. I wouldn't, not to put my family through it. I mean, it was my brother-in-law. I would have just took a plea, got it over with, and now I would be home already.
It was your brother-in-law?
Yeah, my brother-in-law. Yeah.
He got what?
Cooked my brother-in-law. Yeah, we cooked my brother. Yeah.
Yeah. See, now there's people. We got almost the same situation now. Nobody wants to marry our sisters no more.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. You were the underboss when that happened. John okayed it. Jeannie was the captain then. That was in the very beginning of when you took over. Right. It was in 88. It happened in 88, a couple of years later.
So I told my wife the other day, she asked me, she's like, how much would you pay a ransom if somebody kidnapped me? So I jokingly say, I'm like, babe, if they kidnapped you, I mean, they're kind of doing me a favor. I don't know if I'd pay anything. She got so pissed off, man. That's
tell you we don't pay kidnappers and terrorists.
Yeah, I said I don't negotiate with kidnappers and terrorists.
I have seen a video. I saw a video. I saw a video, and there's a guy. He's in a bank with his wife, and the wife is calling him, "You punk, you bitch, you this, you that. You're not paying the bills." She's really ripping into him, right? So a guy comes in with a gun, and he yells in the bank, "Nobody move." He grabs the guy's wife and puts his arm around her neck, and he says, "If anybody moves, she gets it." And the husband would go like this. He was back.
Yeah, I heard that before.
But I actually said it to my wife though a couple of weeks ago. 2 days she didn't talk to me. 2 days. 2 days we were fighting. Big mistake.
How'd she handle that?
Yeah, let me tell you another story. I got a divorce from my wife. I think the world of her. I'm still friendly with her. I would never hurt her. I still help her. She's got COPD. I help her. One day we're watching, and this is the relationship between me and my wife. We're watching a video I made that I was having an affair with some girl, some woman, and my wife saw the video. So I said, "What'd you think of the video?" She said, "The video was good." She said, "But we were married at the time." I said, "Yeah, but that don't matter." I said, "Because you know law a little bit." A little bit. There's a statute of limitations. If you don't catch me in a 10-year period, then it don't count. And we're divorced anyway. What are you gonna do? Divorce me again? What'd you think of the video? She said, "There's really a law that if you don't get caught in 10 years, it don't count?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh yeah? Well, you remember your friend Lenny?" I said, "Don't you dare tell me about no fucking statute of
Yeah, right. Remember your friend Lenny? Yeah. Crazy.
I appreciate you guys both.
And let me tell you one more last thing before I go. That's 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. What me and him are right now. That's the true 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. Not this fucking name calling and stupid bullshit. They're destroying the life. If you didn't cooperate, you're not a fucking rat. You're just doing more damage to the life than any one of us.
He's a joke. Joey Molina's a joke.
Yeah, I talked about him before too. He's another guy.
Yeah.
He's the boss of the family. How could that family ever fucking look at their boss on a YouTube doing what he's doing? It's insane.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
He's a joke.